Welcome to the Englishstorywell channel, your ultimate destination for captivating stories that enhance your English learning journey. Here, we believe that stories are not just a form of entertainment, but a powerful tool to improve your language skills. Let's go to started.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our English learning channel. Today, I am going to share a story about my weekend. This story will help you improve your listening and speaking skills. Make sure to listen carefully and repeat the sentences to practice your English. Let's get started. My weekend began on Friday evening. After a long week of work, I was excited to relax and enjoy my free time. I left the office at 5 p.m. and decided to meet my friend, Sarah, for dinner. We chose a cozy restaurant downtown. When I arrived at the restaurant, Sarah was already there, waiting for me. She waved and smiled as I walked in. "Hi, Sarah. How are you?" I asked. "I'm good, thanks. How was your week?" she replied. "It was busy, but I'm glad it's finally the weekend," I said. We ordered our food and talked about our plans for the weekend. Sarah told me she was going to visit her grandparents. I shared my plan to go hiking on Saturday. Our food arrived, and it looked delicious. I ordered a pasta dish, and Sarah had a salad. We enjoyed our meal and talked about our favorite hobbies and movies. After dinner, we decided to watch a movie at the nearby theater. We chose a comedy movie because we both needed a good laugh. The movie was hilarious, and we laughed a lot. By the time the movie ended, it was already 10 p.m. We said goodbye and headed home. I was tired but happy. It was a great start to the weekend. On Saturday morning, I woke up early. The sun was shining, and the weather was perfect for hiking. I packed my backpack with water, snacks, and a first aid kit. I also brought my camera to take pictures of the beautiful scenery. I drove to the hiking trail, which was about an hour away from my house. The drive was peaceful, and I enjoyed listening to music along the way. When I arrived at the trail, I saw a few other hikers. Everyone looked excited to start their adventure. I put on my hiking boots and started walking. The trail was surrounded by tall trees and colorful flowers. I could hear birds singing and leaves rustling in the wind. It was so peaceful and refreshing. As I hiked up the hill, I stopped to take pictures of the stunning views. The higher I climbed, the more beautiful the scenery became. I could see the entire valley below, and it was breathtaking. After hiking for about 2 hours, I reached the top of the hill. There was a small clearing with a bench, so I decided to take a break. I sat on the bench, drank some water, and ate my snacks. The view from the top was amazing. I felt so happy and relaxed. I spent about an hour at the top, enjoying the view and taking more pictures. Then, I started my descent. Going down was easier than climbing up, and I reached the bottom of the trail in no time. When I got back to my car, I felt tired but satisfied. It was a wonderful hike, and I was glad I decided to spend my Saturday morning in nature. After the hike, I drove back home. I took a shower to freshen up and then decided to have lunch. I was very hungry after the hike, so I made a big sandwich with lots of vegetables and cheese. While eating lunch, I watched some videos on YouTube. I like watching cooking videos and travel vlogs. They give me new ideas for recipes and places to visit. In the afternoon, I decided to visit a local market. The market is held every Saturday, and it's a great place to buy fresh fruits, vegetables, and handmade crafts. When I arrived at the market, it was bustling with people. There were many stalls selling different kinds of products. I bought some fresh strawberries, tomatoes, and a beautiful handmade bracelet. I also met a few friends at the market. We chatted for a while and enjoyed some freshly squeezed orange juice from one of the stalls. It was a nice way to spend the afternoon. After leaving the market, I went to a nearby park. I found a quiet spot under a tree and sat down to read a book. Reading in the park is one of my favorite activities. It's so peaceful and relaxing. I spent a couple of hours reading my book. The weather was perfect, and I felt very content. As the sun started to set, I decided to head back home. When I got home, I decided to cook a nice dinner. I had bought some fresh ingredients at the market, and I wanted to try a new recipe. I made a vegetable stir-fry with rice. It was delicious and healthy. After dinner, I felt like watching a movie. I chose a drama film that had received good reviews. The movie was very touching, and I enjoyed it a lot. By the time the movie ended, it was almost midnight. I was feeling sleepy, so I decided to go to bed. I set my alarm for 8 a.m. because I had plans for Sunday morning. On Sunday morning, I woke up feeling refreshed. I had planned to visit my parents. They live in a small town about an hour away from my place. I had a quick breakfast, packed a small bag, and drove to my parents' house. The drive was pleasant, and I enjoyed the scenic views along the way. When I arrived, my parents were happy to see me. We hugged and sat down to chat. My mom had prepared a delicious breakfast for us. We had pancakes, scrambled eggs, and fresh fruit. After breakfast, we decided to take a walk around the neighborhood. The weather was nice, and it was a great way to spend time together. We talked about many things: our jobs, family news, and upcoming plans. We also visited a nearby park where we used to go when I was a child. It brought back many happy memories. We sat on a bench and watched the children playing. It was a lovely morning. In the afternoon, we returned home. My mom and I decided to bake some cookies. Baking is one of our favorite activities to do together. We made chocolate chip cookies, and the whole house smelled amazing. While the cookies were baking, we played a board game with my dad. It was a lot of fun, and we laughed a lot. Spending time with my parents always makes me feel happy and relaxed. When the cookies were ready, we enjoyed them with some tea. They were delicious, and we all had a great time chatting and enjoying our afternoon treat. As the evening approached, it was time for me to head back home. I packed my things and said goodbye to my parents. They gave me some homemade jam and fresh vegetables from their garden to take with me. The drive back home was peaceful. I thought about the wonderful weekend I had spent. It was filled with fun activities, quality time with friends and family, and moments of relaxation. When I got home, I unpacked my bag and decided to organize my room a bit. I like to start the week with a clean and tidy space. It helps me feel more organized and ready for the new week. After tidying up, I made a light dinner and watched a few episodes of my favorite TV show. It was a nice way to end the weekend. Before going to bed, I reflected on my weekend. It had been a perfect balance of adventure, relaxation, and quality time with loved ones. I felt grateful for all the wonderful moments and the people in my life. I set my alarm for Monday morning and wrote a to-do list for the week. Planning ahead helps me stay focused and productive. As I lay in bed, I felt happy and content. It was a weekend well spent, and I was ready to start a new week with a positive attitude. And that's the end of my weekend story. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful for your English learning. Remember to practice speaking by repeating the sentences and telling your own weekend stories. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more English stories and speaking practice. See you in the next video. Listening and speaking skills. Follow along as we recount a memorable weekend filled with activities, adventures, and quality time with friends and family. This story will help you practice your English comprehension and speaking abilities. Listen carefully to the details, repeat the sentences to improve your pronunciation, and expand your vocabulary. In this video, you will enjoy a detailed story about a weekend filled with hiking, visiting markets, and spending time with loved ones. Practice listening to clear, simple English. Improve your speaking skills by repeating key sentences and phrases. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more English stories and practice. Share your own weekend stories in the comments below. We'd love to hear about them.
Whether you're a beginner or an advanced learner, Our carefully curated stories cater to all levels, making learning English enjoyable and effective. Join our community of language enthusiasts and let the magic of storytelling transform your learning experience. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest videos. Dive into English Story Well, where every story is a step towards mastering English.